Hi, welcome to Honors Geometry. This is our first section, Section 1.1, Getting Started. The objective of this section is to be able to recognize points, lines, line segments, rays, angles, and triangles. In class, we'll be working on page 7, numbers 1 through 14. Now, during this video, I want to point out the important parts that you need to copy down. You definitely need to make sure you're taking notes on the section number, the section title, and what the homework's going to be. The objective is just to keep our focus going throughout the video. So for this section, we're primarily going to be working on vocab. Our first vocab word we need to write down is the vocab word of points. Now, for points, points are a location, and they're named with a single capital letter. We need to make sure we copy that down. Now, at any point in time, if you need to press pause for this video, please do so. I don't want to hurry you. Our next vocab word is lines. Lines are a set of 2 points extending in 2 directions forever. They're named with any 2 points in any order on our line. Again, if you need to press pause to make sure you copy it, please do so. Line segments. Line segments are the set of all points between 2 endpoints, so it has a start and an end, whereas lines have no end. Line segments are named with the 2 endpoints in either order. Now, endpoints. Endpoints are the beginning or the ending point. Rays. Rays are the part of the line consisting of all points on one side of an endpoint. Now, rays are named with the endpoint first and any other point on the ray named second. Next, we have angles. Angles are 2 rays with a common endpoint. It's named with 3 points with the common point in the middle or the middle point alone, when no other angles share the middle point. Now, for this first point, it's named with 3 points with the common point in the middle. It's important to have 1 point on each ray, and the middle point, which is also referred to as a vertex, in the middle. Sides. Sides are the rays that make up the sides of the angle. Triangles. They're 3-sided figures made up of segments that share a common endpoint. Union is the parts contained by 2 or more occurrences. An intersection are the shared points of 2 or more occurrences. So here we go. We start with some examples. What are 3 different names for the line below? Now, ways to name this line is it's going to be named with any 2 endpoints in any order. Now, when we have a line, we're going to use the line symbol, which looks like that, letting us know that it's going to go in 2 directions forever. We can name this line LP. We can name this line OL. We can name this line PO. And we can flip any of these, OP, LO, and PL. There's one more way to name this line. We don't use it very often, but what we could actually call this is line, and if there's a letter that's not associated with a point on the line, we can list it, line M. So here's our next example. We're going to name all the different rays that we have. Now, rays, when we name rays, it starts with an endpoint, and it goes in one direction forever. It's named with the endpoints and any other point on the ray. So we're going to go through these. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color code this. Now, it's important to write down these examples and to understand what's going on. So if I start at M and go to the right, I can name this ray, ray MA, MT, or MH. The ray symbol always has a single arrow and it's always pointed to the right. Endpoint first, and any other point. We could use A, T, or H. Now a different one. We could have a different starting point, such as A, and again go to the right. I can call this one ray AT or ray AH. A different one could start at the letter T and still go to the right. We only have one option for how we're going to name that. Ray TH. But now let's go in reverse. We can start at H and go to the left. So we're going in a different direction. Endpoint is H and any other point on the ray. So M, A, or T. Another one is going to start at that T again, but instead this time it's going to go to the left. I'm going to call that ray TA or ray TM. And last but not least, I can start here at A and I can go to the left. And I only have one way to name that. Ray AM. So the ray symbol always points to the right, always starts with the end point, and the second point is merely a directional point. Next, we're going to name any two segments. Now, the symbol for our segments is just going to be a bar. It has a beginning point and an ending point, so there are no arrows. The biggest segment that we have is segment MH, which goes from M to H and includes all points in between. You name another one. Another one that I'm going to have is going to be segment MT, which starts at M but is slightly shorter, or TM. The order does not matter. You could have said segment MA, segment AT, segment AH, segment TH, and reverse the order. So what's the main difference between union and intersection? Well, let's find out. The main difference between union and intersection is that union means everything in all of the items, whether that's 2, 3, or 4 things occurring. What would happen if you combined everything all together? Intersection just means the common parts of the items, so only the meeting points. So let's go ahead and try some examples. So here we go. I want you to copy down this picture, and if you have some colors to use, that would be very helpful. Now, when we have that upside down U means intersection. So let's go ahead and make a note of that. Upside down U means intersection. That's its symbol. The regular U means union. So we make a little note of that. So here we go. We want to find the intersection of two lines. So let's go ahead and trace those lines over, remembering that lines go on forever. So here we go. We have line IL. So from I to L forever. We want its intersection with line OL. Again, they go on forever, they don't stop. And where do they intersect at? If you said point L, which would be a single capital letter, you're correct. Now, let me clear that off. Next one we're going to do here is this one below. We want the union between ray OI and ray OV. So let's go ahead and trace that over. OI starts at O and goes towards I forever. And the next one that we have is ray OV. Starts at O and goes towards V forever. Now if we were to combine these, we would end up with an angle. There are two rays with a common endpoint. The way I would name that would be ray, or angle, IOV. We can't call this angle O because there's more than one angle that meets there. We definitely know it's not this angle, so we name it with points on each ray, with its common point in the middle. You try these two. The intersection between segment IV and ray LO, and the union between ray VE and ray LE. And let's see what you can do. Press pause and let's try it. So here I go. Segment IV. Segment IV is going to start at I and end at V. Now we want its intersection with ray LO. Starts at L and goes towards O forever. Now, we're looking for its intersection. Do they intersect? They don't. So what we'd say is it's the empty set, or no solution. So that one's kind of a trick one. Let's do our next one. We have the union between ray VE, ray VE does continue through L, and ray LE. Ray LE starts at L and goes towards E forever. We want their union. We want everything included. So we want not only where it overlaps, which is in between points V and point L, but also the parts that don't overlap, where it's just one color or the other. And when we look at that, it goes in one direction forever in yellow, one direction forever in green, plus a common overlap. Two directions forever mean that that's going to be a line. So the union for this is going to be line VL or line LV. So that's it for our video. Again, our homework is going to be on page 7, numbers 1 through 14, which we're going to begin tomorrow in class. Now here are the answers to our homework. You don't need to copy these answers down. Instead, what we're going to do is we are actually going to be going through this tomorrow and use this as a reference for checking our answers. Have a good one.